Hey, it's Heather. Today I am pressure canning this chicken bone broth that I made. If you'd like to see how I do that, stick around. If you're new here, my name is Heather. I live here in South Carolina on our property with my family, and we just do what we can when we can for ourselves. And today we are canning chicken broth for ourselves. I didn't film me actually making the chicken broth. I use the same process that I use to make my beef bone broth. My husband parted them out, and I take the backbones and the necks and I make broth out of them. And I also had 2 whole chickens from the last time we butchered in the freezer, so I went on and put those in as well, and of course took the meat off the bone and used it for other things. Here we go. We're going to get this canned up and pressure canned. Okay, so I have 7 quarts, and I should have mentioned I had my broth heated up on the stove, and I have my canner, my pressure canner with a couple quarts of water in it, and that's getting hot. And I have my jars in the pressure canner, keeping them warm. They weren't steaming hot. They could have been, but they weren't. So anyway, I'm just going to wipe these rings off. Rims, jars. Forgive me. I am struggling today for some reason, but I'm here getting this chicken bone broth canned up. And different people say different things about how tight to have your jars. I don't crank them down. I just put them on there and tighten them up a little bit, you know. I don't get too technical with all that. Okay, so I'm gonna get these down in pressure canner and get my lid on it. And I have more, so I will just leave that warming on this other eye until these get ready. Well, at some point my microphone started messing up, and so anyway, here I am. I'm at the second half of it. I've canned 1 canner full. They're still hot. Ow. And now we're going to can the rest of them. I'm going to get it in jars. My jars are warm. They're not hot. And the broth is warm. It's not boiling hot. Okay, and I'm just going to wipe the rims off with a wet paper towel. Put the lids on. I do reuse my lids. I know some people don't. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm just showing you the way that I do it. Okay, then we're going to put them down in the canner. I don't have enough because this canner will hold 7, but I only have 5 this time. Last time I had 7. So we're going to turn this on high and get the lid on. So the lid is on. I've turned it up on high, and once it starts boiling, steam will come out of this vent, and I'm going to let that steam for 10 minutes, and then I will put our weight on there and let it come up to 10 pounds of pressure for 25 minutes. Here I'm just telling you that the steam has came out the vent for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to put the weight on it and let the pressure come up to 10 pounds. Okay, it's a little over 10 pounds now, so I'm going to set my timer for 25 minutes, and I'll just keep an eye on it to make sure that it stays pretty regulated. All right, so the 25-minute timer just went off. I'm going to just let it sit here and the pressure come off naturally, and when it does, this little tab in the very back will click down, and then I will take the weight off. Right, so I just heard the tab go down on the back, and I'm gonna take the gauge off, and then you open it. Mine's super tight. I just open it like that and leave it like that for about 5 minutes before taking the top all the way off. That was our 5-minute timer, so we're just going to take the lid off, and I'll let them sit here about 10 minutes before I pull them out the pot. It's the next day, and I've taken the rings off, washed my jars off, and labeled them with what the contents are and the month and the year. I'll get these into my pantry, and that's it. That's how I pressure can chicken bone broth. I hope it inspired you to look into doing something for yourself, whether it's broth or something else. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.